Yo, Tony D with the mega micro review session. All Punisher with a little Daredevil sprinkled in. Let's check this out. We have the Punisher, The World to Come. I didn't know much about this when it first came out. This is issue 2. And I don't know. I'm still developing a feel for it. Now, the Punisher for me is a staple. I do love me some Punisher. And the artwork matches the tone. Like, here you go, right here. It's great. But I have not been reading the World to Come comic books. And so I feel a little like I'm finding my way with this one. I had to have someone tell me that this is the future. So we have the Punisher in the future. And he's like El Zombie. So he's under the influence of a drug from a cartel that he delivered some punishment to. So really, he's doing their bidding. That's what the last issue was about. And we were introduced to another character, which I think will show up in issue 3, who will take our guy on. It's actually that guy right there. But we don't see him in this issue. You get more into how they're controlling him, the level of control that they have. Like right here, like trauma can snap him out of it a little bit. And then it's just like a spray, like mace, zombie mace. And so you get introduced to this guy, and I had to like find my way around what this guy's deal was. So they're inserting him into that organization as a mole. Kind of had microchip vibes. Yeah, and here you have where the cartel is doing business. And the lady actually shows some compassion, but you find out it's really not compassion. It's an agenda-based move that she makes where she needs the people to be behind you to exert that power and control over them. So you get more of that. So she had, her son was killed by the Punisher, and the husband, the leader of the cartel, is satisfied with having the Punisher as a zombie and doing his bidding as punishment for that. She wants him gone. So she gets another guy, gives him the zombie mace. That's so crazy. And he goes in, and that's our guy right there, the Punisher. He is giving him, look at this paneling. That is fantastic. Even with I love it when they do lettering like that. Like the lettering is breaking up too. It just adds more vibe to it. It adds that, like, okay, yeah, he's getting cracked, literally. So our guide falls down, and she's like, finish him. But you know, the Punisher, he ain't going out like that. And this guy lets him have it. But the Punisher's fighting back. He's not he ain't no punk, man. It's always that resiliency, isn't it? And then this paneling here is so, like, matches his mind, like, trying to grasp its way out of this zombified state he's in. Totally, that's a great touch. So he snaps out of it, like, completely. The eyes. See, that's your key, the eyes. Yeah, and he just pulls a Punisher move. Doesn't take much. Correct. That's a crazy move, too. Like, use the wall. Very cinematic move. Cinematic. Yeah, and it's like, that's all I got to do, man. Give him a little, that's it. Back to the zombie. And then we are introduced to the guy that was put in as a mole. So there's a little bit of that. And see, they introduced this character. I feel like I should know who that is, but I don't. But that's cool. I'm going to know. I'll keep going. And then you have the obituaries. This is a nice touch for Punisher Mag. I didn't read these, but it's still a cool thing. So we'll see how this one goes. You know, it's not setting the world on fire, but I always enjoy me a Punisher magazine. And if you're into the Punisher, I think you should read it. It's cool. This is the one right here, man. Just the Punisher being back, I was so happy. Like, man, he just disappeared after that hand stuff. So for me, this is the main one, and I am thoroughly into this one. Red Band. And you find out why, too. This is Definitely unapologetic and full of blood and gore. It's very violent, but it's the Punisher, right? I mean, what are you going to do? So, right now, to get you caught up, he is under the influence of the Kingpin, and it's by mechanism implanted in his neck. And microchip is at the end of that control. So he's providing the control via the Kingpin. Yeah, this is crazy. That's what I'm talking about, man. If you're going to do it right. You know what I'm saying? Boom. And the artist just draws the Punisher so thick. That was one thing that kind of threw me off just a little bit was, and we'll get to it, I'll show you, but still, this artwork is fantastic. Like right here, just this vibe. I don't know if he actually gets it out. It looks like he pulls it out. We'll see. But he realizes he's under control. And I don't think he knows, he doesn't know it's the Kingpin. And the Kingpin in this is brutal as well. Yeah, this was a little off to me. Not a big deal, but it was kind of, when I first saw it, I was like, that's kind of weird. Just, he's real short, looks like, but you know what? You just keep rolling. But things like that, let me know, man. If you ever run into something and you look at it and it's off, it's okay, but you keep rolling. This is pretty bad. This is when I was like, okay, this comic book is red band 120%. And it just doesn't stop here. Tombstone is like delving it out. And if you read Amazing Spider-Man, this is like, I mean, he's friends with Spider-Man almost in that book, but this is just sickening what he does to this dude. And this is a lady that helped the Punisher out in the first issue when he really needed help. And like, look what happens. That is brutal. But she mentions right here, this narration is great, where she mentions that he scared me worse than you, saying that he's scarier than Tombstone. That's the Punisher, man. Just being around him, I bet, like, just elicits the beholder of justice. So here's Microchip. This is what I was talking about. So they have some kind of technology they're using to control him, and like, it takes a lot out of Microchip. But I love the deal there, keeping the eyes open. So he comes to this place like, it's like he's amnesiac right now, and he's kind of operating on just memory. And he finds this surgeon, and he wants, so it's a memory, yeah. So he's remembering this, and I believe I don't know if that's Kingpin. So I got a little lost right here, but he's remembering. And they mention it's like walking around in his own skull. So he's starting to figure out what's going on here. He's coming to, like, that amnesia is going to wear off, and the police figure it out. Yeah, they have footage, body cam footage, and yeah, that's all you need to see. And they were like, well, anyone could wear that, but the level of violence and bodies that piled up in that scenario, it was like, yeah, it's the Punisher. He's back. Back to cinematic paneling. Bip, 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 bip. Love the rain color. You know, coloring can really add some pop. So the Punisher did figure it out. He was revisiting a memory of that device being implanted, and he's going to have these guys in an ambulance pull it out. You know, I'll be wanting that issue 4. Some great stuff. Daredevil Punisher. So the boys are back. This is issue 1. And the Devil's Trigger. So I'm not sure if this is like a prequel. It felt like a prequel. So I'm still fleshing my way out. Daredevil is like, he's just hanging there. I found that kind of odd. Like, well, this part right here, to get us caught up to where he's hanging there. This is one of those where they show you a scene and then they build to that scene. And this guy's from the mob, and he's just letting him know, hey man, the Punisher is doing his thing. And Matt Murdock You know, he knows the Punisher very well at this point, wherever this is at. And he goes to this gangster that he needs to. He's telling him, "Hey man, you're vulnerable, and you're gonna get it, dude. The Punisher's out and about." So yeah, the guy takes his advice, and Matt Murdock knows. It's so creepy. Like, totally love this shot. Like, he knows that's the Punisher. He's in the courtroom, and the Punisher wants him to know he's there. So whatever point in time this is, he knows that that Daredevil has these powers and who his identity is, his secret identity. Great artwork, and it is a trap. Just by a flick, I love that panel. It's not a potty mouth panel, but it is one to behold. So he starts whipping that ass, man, and then the Punisher just always got something up his sleeve. You know, I love the Punisher where he's just, you know, a human, man, at peak condition, peak mental capacity, like somebody else we know, but he's very cunning. He doesn't have the no-kill rule to hold him back. I mean, this is what, I'll just say it, man, this is what Batman would be like to get vengeance for the killing of his parents. But I love Batman the way he is. So this is an age-old thing with him and Daredevil. He's like, you know, he ties him up, tapes a gun where that gun can shoot the Punisher, and he's fixing to take out that mob guy that we were introduced to. Love this paneling, man. Matches the chaos of what's going on. It's really organized chaos right now. He does it, man. He pulls the trigger, no firing pin. And the Punisher does what he does, man. Delivers that justice. That righteous justice. Yeah, and he tells them the chains will be gone when you wake up. And he gives them the bill. For some reason, I just love this sketch. I'd like to have the original art of that. Just, that'd be cool to have hanging in your office. So here we are at the beginning of the comic. He's hanging there, and they don't know he's there. So he gets to hear what they're saying. And it's just gangster stuff. And she is making a power play, and she's making her move. You really don't have to know what they're planning. It's just, it's your typical gangster stuff. But it's enough. You know what I mean? That's how she's the leader, if you can't tell. And these two guys are along for the ride. But that whole time, they never noticed Daredevil hanging there. He could get out at any time. So that's kind of, so this is where it threw me. This looks like the Twin Towers. So this is before 9/11. So this is one of those prequel rides. It'll be cool. So there you have it. 3 Punishers, and we are good to go.